Hello, hello. Look what came in the mail. Okay, if you are a regular viewer of the channel, you know I have been talking about this deck all year. And I found a really good price on it. So I will add that to a link to that in the description if that helps you any. And I figured that this is the perfect deck for the Trump era. It's a rotting corpse deck for the rotting corpse of the Trump administration. Now, the one thing I do want to make really clear, though, there's this great line up here. It says, "Insight and ammunition for surviving the undead uprising." There are images of guns in here. There are references to ammunition. This is entirely a metaphor. This is not real. We on this channel, you know, even the predator, Boo Boo Kitty, who is technically a predator and a meat eater, we're very anti-violence here. Okay, so I just want to make that really clear. Quite often these kind of novelty decks have really good packaging, so I'm stupidly excited about this. Okay, so there's that. Insight and ammunition for surviving the undead uprising. And I'm going to take a pen and just write it. 2016. Zombie Tarot Mystical Prediction Oracle with card deck and instructions. And these symbols are the four suits. Cups, swords, these are machetes, I suppose. Cups, they're looking at like a skull. Wands are bones, and hazards, which I'm guessing are pentacles. So we've got that. And it contains 78 tarot cards. This says the same thing. Then we have the zombie oracle here. Let's see what we got here on the back. Includes a 78 card deck and instruction books. Here are some examples. Zombie Tarot. In the event of a zombie attack, get to a secure location, open this box, and consult the Zombie Tarot. This fully functional 78 card deck offers valuable advice on life, love, family, friendship, automatic firearms, premature burials, cannibalistic children, oh dear, and more. Well, they do need their protein. The enclosed instruction book shows how to interpret all 78 cards and provides helpful tips on giving a reading. Yeah, and I'm sure there's some people out there that say, I could use that. No, I'm just kidding. All right, it's Zombie Tarot High Caliber Divination by Stacey Graham and Headcase Design. Well, Headcase Design and Stacey Graham, this is fabulous. So I was opening it, it isn't just a plain box. Look at that. And again, this is just metaphorical. No violence, anti-violence. This is like a movie where, yeah, things can blow up or explode or what have you, but they're all actors and everybody gets up and walks away. Same thing here. But that is brilliant design. That is just brilliant. And I do love good design. Oh, look at that. I wonder if they're all, oh no, this is the instruction book. Oh, he's had a bad day. Prediction, protection, past, present, future. All right, I will read through this later. Zombie Tarot. They have names of spreads like the gravestone and the eyeball. And then it talks about the different cards. Oh, I love their ads in the back. Get your very own trained zombie, only at Dead Mart. Bite-proof Under Armour for him and her. All new rubber technology provides protection so comfy you can wear it day and night. Exclusively at Mimble's department stores. Okay, Smell of death. Smell o death. Smell o death. All-purpose odor control. Better and quicker. Masks all death smells. Exposed brain. Rotting teeth. Dried blood. Well, that sounds like quite a party. Chemical company, Copley, Ohio. Satisfaction guaranteed, or your money refunded. Okay, this is great. So, the Fool. All right, let me see what's under here. Ho ho. They're good size. Black Bank. Oh, Pumpkin is meowing in the background. Is there anything else in here? Oh, okay. It's just, this is just a form. Cool. That works for me. All right, let's have a look here. Brand new deck, so they're not only not going to be shuffled, they're going to be in absolutely perfect order. Oh, nice colors. And the Fool going to have a picnic with a wreath and just walking right into that cemetery. Magician. I'm not going to go through every card right now because I want to do a reading with it. Oh, the Empress, protecting her zombie daughter. You know, just keep her nicely changed and teach her how to garden. She'll be fine. Keeps the smell outside. This is not real, people. This is just... Oh, Emperor. Where's Dad? Protecting the family. Well, we know that's not Trump. And they're numbered. Number 0, 3, number 4. Wheel of Fortune. This is... Hello, sweetie. There's Boo Boo Kitty coming through. This is one of my favorites, the Devil. And for those of you who are too young to know, this is a cigarette machine. Back in the day, you used to put your money in here, and then you would pull on one of these knobs, and there'd be a rod. You just pull it out, and then whatever pack of cigarettes you wanted would drop down to the bottom of the vending machine. It even says Vice. So that's a really good description of... That's a really good description of that card. I'd seen the Tower. Yeah, the Tower being overrun. That makes sense. This, I didn't even see this online. The Star. It says Zombie Slayer Medal of Honor. Huh. So there's actual, like, bravery in this deck. Maybe I can't use this for the Trump administration after all. Oh, yoy. The Moon. Yeah, that's a pretty bad day. The Sun, little helicopter, little 50s helicopter. What do you think, Boo Boo? Shall we just... Let's shuffle this and do a reading. And do a reading on the Trump administration and see what comes up. But it's going to need a good shuffle. Really good shuffle. Consider yourself paused. Or like the kitty, paused. Are you paused? Yes, you are. You are always paused. I am going to have huge muscles. Huge muscles from shuffling a new deck. Seriously, it's like, ow. One of the ways that I will shuffle a deck, especially when I'm getting the same cards over and over, or something like this where it's brand new. It's brand new and you get clumps that you just can't seem to separate. Sometimes upside down, sometimes right side up. I will start making piles, which can be difficult with the Tale of Destruction here. But it is the Tale of Destruction, and this is the Zombie Tarot deck, so... Oh, it all makes sense. Random piles. I'm not gonna lie, this deck, I know it's dark humor, but it's making me laugh. And this is what I needed. I needed to see the humor somewhere. Just over the top, silly, but a metaphor that just really, just something about it just really captures the spirit of the thing, of the Trump administration. Oh, Tail of Destruction. Some of these cards I haven't seen online. I'm seeing them for the first time. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Oh, look. It's Kellyanne. Going out on the shows. And just lying. This is kind of like, you know the picture of Dorian Gray? Where the person looks okay, but the painting, because they're so hedonistic and evil and rotten, that the painting ages horribly. It's like the painting of Kellyanne. This is what she does going out on the circuit. It's like, yeah, throw knives at me, I don't care. I have given up my soul. I have not read on the Conway marriage, because to be honest, I don't care. It sounds horrible, but I don't. It's for them to fight like this in public is not healthy. It's not healthy for their kids. You know whose side I'm on, but still, it's not a good look. History is not going to treat her well. Early on, when Kellyanne Conway was promoting Trump, journalists and what have you would say that behind the scenes, when the cameras went off, she went back to her normal self, very nice, very personable, very reasonable, and it was only on camera that she became the, liar-in-chief's chief liar. And that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you are behind the scenes. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about doing, good or bad. What matters is what you do. All right. No idea how this is going to work out, but let's read on the Trump administration. The Rotting Corpse deck for the Rotting Corpse Trump administration that is stinking up the place. I have no idea what this is going to be like. We are going to find out together. Okay, we started out with the star. Zombie Slayer, Medal of Honor. This is, if you're talking about the Trump administration, that's a great card for it, because his people who still think of him as the TV star, or they support him, they think of him as a star, famous person. But this is a Zombie Slayer that in this deck, the whole reason I bought it, the bad zombies, or bad people, are going to be in the Trump administration. This is a medal for the people fighting them. Just like Trump, he so wishes he had the accolades that other people have. He hires generals because he wants to be above them. He wants to say, I'm above the generals. He wants, for no reason other than his own ego and narcissism, he wants President Obama's book deal and whatnot investigated. For what? Because he made more money than you? The Nobel Peace Prize, that sort of thing. So it's like, yes, the star, the real heroes are the people who go against the fascism of the Trump administration. not all Republicans are as bad as the Trump administration. But there are also a lot of Republicans who have dropped out of the Republican Party. Oh, in the past. There it is again. There's the Sun card. Well, we've been looking at it. We've been watching. I mean, how old is my channel? A year. It's the end of June. It was a year old. And there are other readers who've been doing this longer than I have. So, 8 of Swords. I'm, rather than necessarily just, pull out the Rider Waite to compare them, I'm gonna see if I can just read this as it's in front of me. Because there's a man, and it's like chicken wire or something. So he's sort of caged under there. And there's a sword here just out of reach. And these are great big internal organs in a rib cage. Not a happy man. He's really trying to reach that sword. You okay? Perhaps this is that we feel like we are trapped in here with all the rotting politics. The disgusting, rotting, smelly politics, and we're trying to reach the sword, and so there's a way to break free, but we can't quite reach it yet. Face of the reading. 7 of Cups. This is in the Rider Waite. This is the card of illusion and delusion, and these are people with their brains are all exposed. She's obviously been infected, so this is mentally affecting people. This is propaganda. This is whatever is going to infect, good or bad, other people's brains. So that's at the base of this. Along with the 8 of Cups, where she just, that's Mimbles. She was just trying to go to the store. Mimbles. It looks like it looks like a cross between a Sears or a J.C. Penney's in great big malls, and what was it back in the day, Woolworths, something like that. But no, she was just trying to do a little shopping, pick up a few things for her luggage, but she kind of needs to move along, because you can see it coming. You can see them coming, and there's lightning in the background. So this is, you can see it coming. You could see it seeping in, and that's at the base. You could see how after Donald Trump said that John McCain wasn't a war hero, that the next time he held a rally, it was practically empty. And people were saying, oh, that's it, that's the end of his run for the presidency, but then people kept coming back, and they started trickling back, and while it was a shock on election night 2016, we can see the infection spreading. Above the reading, 3 of Cups. Well, it's a celebration. This could either be different people from different parties. These are basically 2 very different people who are getting married, or are going to make it, work together, or it can be somebody not quite getting what they signed up for. Let's see which one it is, based on the Queen of Swords. Ooh, do not mess with the housecoat. Yeah, Granny with her slippers and the housecoat. Do not mess with this woman. She's fine. Granny is just fine, thank you very much. This is people trying to make it work. This is seeing the infection spreading. We saw it more from a distance, and we saw it closer up. Tried to, even a journalists trying to say positive things, we'll make it work, but we're kind of trapped in the smelliest part of it right now. Near future, this is the King of Wands. Make it do. He's very handy. Very action-oriented guy. missing a leg, so he's just, putting some pins in and get out the power tools and make it work. Often the King of Wands in the Rider-Waite deck is Trump himself. And actually that might be him. Where he's had, again, since this is all metaphor, another metaphor, having your legs cut out from beneath you. Well, in this fictional way, maybe he's not realizing that that's happening. But he's just, no, he's going to make it work. He's going to keep going. Then we have the Nine of Hazards, which is the Nine of Pentacles. So these are people who've gone to the Dead Mart, trained zombies at the Dead Mart. So you can go through zombie feed. It says they're refrigerated zombie feed. And, this is a person, she's walking along and she's got a zombie on a leash. So is this person. So this is Nine of Pentacles. This is the sitting pretty card. This is the got it covered. Turn them into cheap labor. It could also be being led around by the nose or leading someone else around by the nose. Just kind of leading someone else around by the nose is what that kind of feels like. I want to find out what else is here before I try to put some of these meanings together. Or any more together. All right, home environment. Knight of Cups. I was going to say that, because normally cups are the Democrats. A Knight of Cups would be, like a relatively young Democrats, like a Kennedy or something like that. But actually looking at this and the zombie part of this, it's reminding me of Kushner. He's usually at Pentacles, but that's just reminding me of that. That it doesn't care if he's, it doesn't matter how bad it is. It doesn't matter that 666 Fifth Avenue is shot and his whole family's to lose all their money. No, just keep going on vacation and start making deals that would turn you into the actual painting of Dorian Gray. Hopes and fears. Well, the fears, this is the Three of Swords. So the fear is, in the same way you get the heart shape with the three swords in it in the Rider-Waite deck. It's the same thing. We're afraid of heartache. There is a certain feeling that I do not share. I understand it, but I don't share that something about this time and period our country will not recover from. But to be honest, I believe we will. It will take work, it will take time, but there are so many more good people than bad. And it's just some fated situation, this kind of situation we're in, fated that McConnell would be here and these certain Republicans would be there, and so that this would be allowed to move forward, but that would kind of stem that in, so you get this stalemate that we're in right now. Home environment. This is the Page of Pentacles, and yeah, he's kind of hard to deliver the papers that way, but he's trying. And this is what we see. Yeah, this is the country trying to go to work, you can go to daily life, what have you, even though you see all of this destruction in the background. Just trying to put on a happy face. Final outcome. We get the Knight of Hazards. That is the Knight of Pentacles, who has run himself into a lamppost. So this is the recklessness, the Trump administration recklessness, where they run into that lamppost themselves. All right, let's see what else we've got here. The Emperor. And actually, despite what I said earlier, that does feel like Trump in the sense of the zombies behind him are a metaphor for immigration. And him pretending that, I alone can fix it, I'm the protector. Or, because that's how he sees it, even though it's delusional. And the Lovers. That looks like, again, trying to make it work, and Republicans still embracing the toxicity that is this administration. That's not very hopeful. Okay. This is the Republicans and leading the Democrats around, because the Democrats are not, they're not standing up the way they should. They're not asking the right questions. They're not going full force against a president. They should be fighting a lot harder. So let's see if there's any more to be had here, because this doesn't look very hopeful. For what it's worth, this feels shorter term, like weeks. So yeah, it's not forever. Let's see what else we can come up with here. What else do you have to say? I'm liking this, to be honest. I know it might be grossing some people out, but I'm liking this deck because the cards can be interpreted in different ways, and the zombies can represent different sides based on who sees what and how people are acting, and a whole new, they're all different. There's other symbolism here that isn't in other decks. So interesting. We'll see how many comments I get from viewers going, no, don't do that. That's icky. It's not real. Not real. All right. That is the strength card. All right, this is, oh, that's the Empress taking care of her kid again. You gotta take care of the kids. Resolute super speed zombie protection. Goodness, that writing is tiny. I can't read what it says underneath that, I'm afraid. Yep, but that is zombie protection. So, metaphoric. Again, no violence. This is all a fictional metaphor. The moon. So she's trying to sleep, but she is at least above all of these. It's like the death of dreams, marriage, home life, corporate job. But she's up with the key. But it is a dark bird, and there are multiple moons, and probably like in the Housewives deck, she's sleeping with Prince Valium. Let's see what these other cards have to say, and I'll put it together. This is the Seven of Pentacles. Doing a little testing, telling someone to do something, like having the zombie try to deal with a doll and testing the results, and there's a lot of scientific testing, it looks like. The Eight of Wands. So it's death at the roller derby. So there's a pathway here, and these are all zombies, and it's kind of like high school, the head cheerleader coming after people, and then someone who's not infected saying, "Yeah, I'm out of here," or trying to get away. And the Four of Hazards, which is the Four of Pentacles. Probably this is the guy sitting, and he's like clenching, holding the Four Pentacles, the gold, and mine. Well, this is Mr. Greedy in his. This is Mr. Greedy in his bomb shelter, and he's got all of these things behind him. But there are other people crying to be let in, and he's got his fingers in his ear. I'm not going to listen. I don't care what happens to them. I have my stuff. I have my ham. I have my instant coffee, my bacon, my beans, hash, tuna, Old West beans, canned ham, whereas this is more of a spam kind of thing, and lardo. And any of you old enough to know that's a reference to Crisco, which I grew up on, and I've got the arteries to prove it, I'm sure. So the other information I've got here, I am being drawn to this card in the sense of, while it seems hopeless, people are still trying to fight the good fight. They're politicians, political people, people who are not actually in politics, who just have a very strong political bent, they are trying to figure out messaging. They're trying to figure out how to get through to these people just how dangerous a situation we are for our democracy, and more nonsense. But it's going to take us working together. And again, I go back to during the last hearing, there were so many, with Corey Lewandowski, there were so many Democrats asking questions, but it was only the last person asking who was a trained prosecutor who was able to nail Lewandowski, because he had the tools, he had the training to do it. Whereas these other people, if we continue down that road, they want their 5 minutes of glory, but they can't get the job done. And the rest of us are outside saying, look, I'm happy that you have your great medical package, and you have your power, and your home, and your children aren't being taken away from you, but all right. And just because it's a new deck, even though it's always tiring doing something completely new, but then again, completely worth it. I love trying new things. I have a Venus in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign of travel, and what's over the horizon can be higher wisdom, can be law, but Venus is what you love and how you love. So yeah, what's over there? What's over there? What's over here? Oh, I haven't tried that yet. Wonder what that's like. Wonder what this is like. Anything else? Just because the video isn't long enough. Okay. It's also kind of cathartic. This deck it's kind of cathartic. Like, what's happening is it's so awful. The Trump administration is so awful that just to see, deal with the metaphor of it, it's like, yeah, that's how I feel. Even though it's just the feelings that come up when you watch a movie about something like this. It's not real, but... All right, what else to be known? The Magician. So, yeah, making his toxic brew. He might be trying to cure that, but you notice he's holding a bone saw, and who knows what's in the cauldron. Oof. The Ace of Pentacles. So, all the jewels. This is specifically in this deck, I would call this the you can't take it with you card. Which these idiots are going to learn. Hierophant, that's the card for the government. I think this card is great for, because it's kind of what the media says, what the government says, the box in the corner that was the main form of communication, so you know what was going on in the country and in the world. So this is the center of power, or at least information. And the this is the 10 of Wands, and it's all just coming at him. He's already turned into a zombie, and there's just more horrible stuff coming for him. Which makes me think, all right, so let's look at this. It's going to be on the news. It's going to come to light the more selfish things the Trump administration has done, specifically Trump with his money, and the boneheaded arguments that the administration is trying to make for everything from the inhuman, unconscionable ways they're treating immigrants, to saying that, no, you can't have higher emission standards than we say. Really? You know, climate change is a hoax, and if it isn't a hoax, it's too big for us to do anything about anyway, so just think about the economy short term. I have heard that argument, seriously, from a Republican. But this specifically is going to come to light, and it's just going to be more stinking grossness. Meanwhile, this is what's sitting over here on the bottom of the deck. Meanwhile, Five of Cups. This is people, mother and son at a funeral. Obviously, again, fiction. This is not nobody looks like this at the funeral, at a cemetery. You don't, it's not perfectly lit, perfectly coiffed, little sailor's outfit, everything just so, the box of tissues just so, with the zombies in the background. This is not real. But the Five of Cups here, this is being sad for what we've lost. And looking at how close the menace is, as it were. But that's not the end of it. That is not the end of it. So, okay, what should we do? What should we do? And then I will finally go. This video is probably an hour long. I'm gonna need a nap after this. I go out like a light. Four of Wands. Whew, that's like the ultimate frat party. Nice cake. The Hermit. All the zombies are trying to break through, and she's like, I'm safe. What is she reading? It says WTF Wisdom, I think. And she's got her bonbons down here and some nice flowers, and she's just reading her book. So as you can, just, when you're in a situation where you can't do anything about it, do some self-care, care for the people around you, take care of other things. And the Queen of Wands, that's Pelosi. I'm gonna have to do, I want to go through and do readings on Pelosi and Pence and, all kinds of people like that. So this is us looking at the zombies are in charge. And you do what you can, but sometimes you need to take care of those around you, like in a real crisis where you get down to brass tacks, you get down to the basics, and just take care of those around you, and then we're waiting for Pelosi. So that is what I am getting. That is the Zombie Tarot. Again, the deck of the rotting corpse for the rotting corpse of the Trump administration, who is stinking up the country and stinking up the world. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really, really thank you to my patrons. I couldn't do this without you at all. So, again, hang in there. We are going to make it through. Thank you. There are good days ahead.